Hi guys, so today I'm going to do a Christmas get ready with me. So I'm starting off by painting my nails. This is the Ciate polish that I got in my advent calendar. It's a really pretty shade. This is a second coat actually because the first coat was blurry footage. And I'm now going to use the Elegant Touch Rapid Dry, which is really good as it dries your nails in about a minute and you don't have to wait for it to dry, so you don't worry about chipping and stuff. So I'm now moving on to my hair, and I've just brushed it through with a wet brush, which is amazing for knotty hair. And I've just applied a little bit of the Tresemme heat protectant, as I'm going to use some heat on my hair, and it's really important to protect your hair while you're using heat. So as you can see, I'm just using some straighteners to curl my hair. There's a few different ways of doing this. I actually recurled a few bits, made it a bit curly. Basically, the speed which you pull the straightener through the hair affects the curl, so if you pull it through slowly you get a much more rounded, tighter curl, and if you pull it through quite quickly you might get more of a wave. So that's all I'm doing. These straighteners are the Babyliss ombre straighteners that I showed in my beauty haul I think it was like a couple of weeks ago now. They're really good. What I like about these ones are plates on them are quite wide, so it's quite easy to curl with. I'm not gonna lie, curling hair with straighteners does take a bit of practice, and I will admit that I did recurl a few bits of hair because I wasn't quite happy with how they turned out. But once you've mastered it, it's quite easy and it doesn't take that long to master, just persevere. I find doing it kind of flat on the head, as I'm doing it at the moment, is a bit easier and you get a bit of a better curl. But you can do it sideways as I was doing before. It gives more of a looser kind of waved look. So that's what I'm doing, taking about a 1-inch section. I have quite a lot of hair, so it takes me quite a while, but it's no longer than doing it with a wand or anything. And as you can see, it gives really good curls. There I am, just recurling a bit, and then I've just sprayed a little bit of the Bumble and Bumble hairspray, which I really love as it doesn't make your hair feel hard or sticky, and I hate that feeling, so I love that hairspray. It is really expensive, but it is a really good hairspray. And now I'm on to the final layer. You might be able to tell that I've got a bit of lilac in my hair. That's because I toned it a bit using some purple shampoo, because I'm getting my hair done this week. I was supposed to go last week, but there was a confusion with the appointment time and I didn't end up going because they told me the wrong time. But anyway, so that's why my hair was looking a little bit lilac in places. I actually really like it, but it's not a permanent thing, so yeah. So as you can see, it's quite tight curls on the top. I always take a little bit more time with the top sections because that's the bit that you're going to see the most of and you don't want it to look a mess. So that's what I'm doing there. And I've sped it up a bit just for time really, because it takes quite a long time to curl my hair. So just so it's not a 50-minute video or something ridiculous, I've sped it up, but you get the idea of what I'm doing. It's quite easy to see, hopefully. So for my fringe, I always make sure to do that away from my face. And as you can see, it's gone quite curly, but don't worry because I'm going to brush it out in a minute, so it's going to look less strange in a minute. So I start off by brushing it out using my fingers, as I don't really want to lose the curl. My hair drops quite quickly. And then I just brushed the fringe section and finished with a bit more hairspray. So now onto makeup, and I'm just taking off the bit of foundation I had on with some Bioderma on some cotton pads before I get started with my makeup. So I'm starting with my Origins Ginseng Eye Cream, which is what I use all the time. It's really good at depuffing the eyes and it creates a really good base. And again, the Vitazing Tinted Moisturiser again from Origins, which is really good, and again makes a nice base for foundation. I really like it, I use it every day. So yeah, and then I'm going in with the MAC Painterly Paint Pot, which you'll have also seen me use thousands of times, as it's my favourite kind of eye primer. But if you don't like this, I'd recommend the NARS Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. Is a really good alternative if you don't like the MAC one. So just apply it with my fingers, and I'm just using a makeup wipe to clean my hands off. That's all I ever use makeup wipes for. It's just easier, and I don't like anything on my hands basically, so I like to keep my hands clean all the time. So the eyeshadow palette that I'm using is the Charlotte Tilbury, I think it's called the Fallen Angel palette. It's the new Christmas limited edition one, and at the moment I've just applied the lightest colour all over and the metallic colour all over the lids, the silvery one. And the first brush was a MAC 217 dupe from number 7, and that one's a MAC 239 brush. Just take a little bit of that silver colour under the eye, and look at that horrible face I pull when I do that. And then the sort of coppery colour on a sort of crease brush. This one's from Gemma Kid, which I know they don't make anymore, but it's just a standard blending brush, and apply that in the crease. Then with a little Charlotte Tilbury, I think this is called the smudger brush, just kind of make that into a little cat eye and take it slightly sort of the outer third of the bottom lash line, just for a bit of definition. And then I go back to my number 7 brush and just blend that all out so it's all looking nice. I didn't use winged eyeliner on this day because I just didn't feel like it, but could do that if you wanted. This is the Rimmel, I think it's called the Exaggerate mascara. It's the neon green one anyway. It's okay, it's not my favourite, but it's alright. So just put a couple of coats of that on because I like my lashes to be quite thick and quite noticeable. So that's all I'm doing with that. My favourite mascara, the one I would highly recommend, is the Benefit The Real. If you're wondering, I just had this and I thought I would use it up. Now I'm on to foundation, and this is the Rimmel 25-hour foundation. This is in the shade Porcelain, which I think is the lightest shade they do. I'm just applying that all over with a Real Techniques buffing brush, which is very standard for me, sort of thing I do all the time. It's a really good foundation, works for day and night. And then I'm using the Maybelline Eye Eraser, which is very nearly finished, and again just blending it with the Real Techniques buffing brush, pulling some weird faces that I never knew I pulled till I started filming videos. And then just blending it a bit with the fingers just to get rid of any sort of brush marks or anything. Then I noticed that one eye was slightly paler than the other, so I just touched up a bit of my eyeshadow and then went back to blending for adding a bit of the Rimmel Matte Perfection Concealer on some blemish scars I have and a bit of redness around the nose. I tend to get a Rudolph nose in the winter, which is not what I want because I'm not a reindeer. So just blend that out again with the same brush. All what you've seen me do before, nothing new. And then my favourite powder is the NARS translucent powder, and this is the loose one. The Real Techniques blush brush actually this is, but I really like it for powder. Yeah, that's my favourite powder of all time. I know we purchased it. So now I'm on to brows. I've got quite thick brows, so I don't need to do much with them, but I just filled them in with a little bit of Maybelline pencil and Brow Drama mascara, both in the dark blonde shade, which is the lightest one they do. And now I'm just adding a little bit of Clinique bottom lash mascara on my bottom lashes, which is the only thing that doesn't smudge on me. And that's the eyes and the brows finished. So now on to cheeks. I'm using my Hourglass palettes, which I have a full video on if you want to know more how I use them and stuff. But basically I'm using a blush palette and then a highlighter and a bit of a bronzy shade from the Ambient Lighting palette. Really love those palettes. And back to my powder just to blend that out a bit. There was no extra powder on the brush, I just used the brush from before. Now I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat Lip Liner in Pillow Talk, which is more or less the exact match for my lips, and it just helps lipstick to stay on longer and gives a nice base. For the Kissing lipstick in Penelope Pink, which is kind of like a brown tone nude, which is a bit different than what I normally go for, but I really like it, and that's the finished look. So I hope you like the makeup look. I really liked it. It's not too over the top, but it's a look I really like, especially for the Christmas. The eyes are a little bit metallic and sparkly. And onto the outfit. So my bag is from ASOS, dress is from Missguided, and my shoes are from JustFab UK. and under them, if you're wondering what that is my black tights. So that is what I'm going to be wearing, and here is the look when I've got it on. You can't really see that well for the lighting, but I did want to film it in front of the Christmas tree because it's a festive video, and I thought, why not? So yeah, I really love this dress. I got so many compliments on it when I wore it out, and the shoes as well. This is my jewellery. My watch is Michael Kors. My rings are both vintage. One was from my mum, one was from my grandma. And my bracelet is from the Steeler Bobble Bar gift that I showed in a recent video. That's my ASOS clutch bag that's seen me through the party season really well. And my JustFab heels, which again are really nice and surprisingly really quite comfortable and easy to walk in. So I'd recommend those. And that's it. So thank you very much for watching. And please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you liked it. And I'll see you next time. Merry Christmas, guys!